Welcome back to the show, everyone.
Hello, hello.
I'm here with my co-host Sam. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm here with my co-host Kyle. So it's a lovely day.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. Y'all probably know Dogecoin. This is the whole episode on Dogecoin. We're just gonna talk about. No, joking. No, we're gonna talk about cryptocurrencies. You guys probably know. Obviously, Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency. Then there's Bitcoin, and there's a lot more like technicalities behind cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot like more that you need to know to understand crypto if you're going to be putting your money into it, because you don't want to just blindly invest into Bitcoin and you don't know why it's such a big deal, right?
But basically, we're trying to show you guys the very basics. Okay, just top like straight from the surface, the very basics of cryptocurrencies and blockchains. Especially if you guys are new or you feel like you have a lot to learn, this will be super helpful. We're gonna try and make it a little entertaining if we can, but just trying to get a little bit informing done.
Right. Well, let's get right into it. Okay, so let's talk about Jerome Powell. Okay, we know he's the Fed chairman, and we know that the U.S. government they just printed 40% of the supply, 40% of the money in U.S. Of USD has been printed in the past. I think it was last year. Right now that it's 2022, which is just insane. And if we have people in power that can simply print that much money, it can literally ruin like our economy, and it can ruin especially the middle class and the lower class people, because we know that the rich, they're already in so much power, they already have so much money. They're controlling businesses, they're controlling money flow. So if you print more money, it's most like people think that, oh, it's going to help the middle class, the stimulus check is going to help, oh, it's going to middle class is going to be so much better because they just got two stimulus checks. No, in reality, they go and spend that money. They're going to put it down on a down payment, or not at a down. They're going to pay their lease or their rent, and it's just going to go right back up to the person at the top of the chain. It's not going to really help the poor people that much in the long run. What would help poor and middle class people in the long run is another story. But we're just going to keep it simple with why crypto is so important. And then there's also people, obviously not in the United States. There's a bunch of third world countries that don't have banks, and they either don't have banks, or they have like a super tyrannical leader and government. And for example, there's a lot of countries like that are male dominated. So even if women usually just stay at the house, they take care of the kids, and they don't have any really responsibilities outside of that. If their husband is abusive, or they're in a situation where they can't get out of, they literally have no money to fly. They have no money to travel, to get anywhere in life. Like, you need money, you need some sort of value to hold with you to go and create your own life by yourself. So if someone's stuck in a situation in a third world country, they need a way where they can hold money safely without anyone else taking it. And the solution to that, what is it, Sam?
It's crypto.
It's crypto. There's literally obviously it's rare and it's not as common, but there are stories that have been published if you go online of a female. I was actually reading a book, the Little Bitcoin book, and they talk about it. And she literally escaped a family where her husband was just abusive to her, and she had no money, so she saved up enough money, and she bought Bitcoin, and she held this was years ago, when Bitcoin, before it went to five figures as it is today. And she bought the Bitcoin. She was able to safely travel, and then she got to the safe country where she was safe, and she knew that she could take out the money, and she put it back into a bank account, and then there she go. Like, that is a direct example of why we need crypto in today's society. And also, there's also a big problem with like transactions in banks. Like, if you, as far as like if I want to buy something overseas with another currency, then it's really hard for me to like, if I have USD, I have to go to a bank, and they have to transfer that money to another currency, and then that currency has to get transferred to the foreign bank, and then the foreign bank has to transfer the money back, and it's just a whole complicated process, instead of just buying Bitcoin, sending the Bitcoin, and then the receiver of the Bitcoin can sell the Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And even just stuff as simple as making a bank withdrawal can take sometimes as much as like 5-6 days.
Yeah.
And stuff like this is instant on the blockchain. But you guys probably want to get familiar with some of these terms. Crypto itself comes from the term cryptography, which is, it's just a fancy way of talking about protected peer-to-peer communication. And on the blockchain, that just comes in the form of transactions. And transactions, they don't have to be money. In the future, there'll be unlimited use cases because blockchain technology will be able to help benefit a lot of other things than simply sending money back and forth. And then you have your cryptocurrencies. These are just the digital currencies, and they have no central authority. That's the big part. That's what makes them decentralized. There's not someone managing the dollar or the Dogecoin. No, there's not some person sitting there dishing it out or getting rid of it or anything. And then obviously cryptocurrency lives on the blockchain, and that's just the interconnected computers, and they maintain a record of all these transactions.
Right. And you were talking about how like most like blockchains are like decentralized and people don't have control, but the reason that Bitcoin is so popular is because that it's completely decentralized. Ethereum, I mean, it's most of these other blockchains are somewhat decentralized, but Bitcoin is a completely decentralized transaction through proof of mining, and we can talk about it in another episode. But there's no one running it, and it's capped at 20 million supply that's going to reach in a century from now. So that's why Bitcoin is so valued, because no one else can influence it, like Sam was saying.
Exactly. And speaking of Bitcoin, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two largest cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
Yep. I mean, you guys have definitely heard of these. We're not gonna go too in depth into them because we could definitely have some episodes in the future.
Make sure y'all follow.
Yeah, strictly designated to Bitcoin and another on Ethereum. But I mean, Bitcoin, big thing is, like Kyle said, it brings complete decentralization. It has that supply cap, and there's no one that can mess with the supply and of Bitcoin.
Right. All right. I had a little cat in the background there for a second. But right, as Sam was saying, Bitcoin, it's all the rules, quote unquote, are already set in place. So no one can go in and change the code or anything. The code is there to stay. And that is why people love this so much. But that's why so many people are Bitcoin maxis, and they literally put probably 90% of their net worth into Bitcoin right now. There's people out there that are doing that because of this one thing, compared to all the other, like Ethereum. There's Vitalik Buterin. He's a founder, and there's the Ethereum. What is it? What's the name of their organization? The Ethereum Founders,
something like that.
Something like, I forget the exact name, but they're moving. They have the ability to move the protocol to proof of stake, which is what they're trying to do. I think it's good for the coin in general, but Ethereum is also. Did you mention smart contracts on Ethereum?
I have not yet.
Okay, so Bitcoin is famous for decentralization, but the reason Ethereum is the number 2 is because of smart contracts. It allows people to do transactions, not only money, but like say a wager or something, where I can bet Sam on the blockchain that if a task is completed, then I can pay him in Ethereum, and vice versa. So it's a lot flexible. We could go and stay tuned for another episode on smart contracts, because we could literally dive so deep into smart contracts and the use cases for that.
Yeah, and the key thing to remember there is that Ethereum allows people to build smart contracts on top of it, and you cannot do that on Bitcoin. And it was the first to do so successfully, and that's why it's gotten so big. I mean, just some other quick things. Bitcoin created in 2009. Satoshi Nakamoto. We still don't know who it is.
Comment who you guys think it is.
Have our guesses. I personally think it's I don't know.
I was thinking about this actually when Anonymous. I think Anonymous and Satoshi Nakamoto are linked some way, man. There's no way they're not. Like, a beautiful coding on Bitcoin's part, like so creative, and then Anonymous, which has done some incredible things, hacking USA's pipeline, and they're obviously doing other things around the world.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. I don't think we'll ever find out though.
I agree.
And then 6 years later, Vitalik Buterin, one of the just absolutely, it is insane.
How old is this guy?
He's so young. He's still under 30, and just listen to him talking anytime on any podcast, and you will just be mind blown. This is, in my opinion, this is the smartest person on this planet.
Hopefully,
it is insane.
Hopefully, we can have him on our podcast in a year. That'll be our goal. Year from today, we'll have him on our pod.
I never know.
And then also, there's altcoins. You want to tell them about altcoins?
Yeah.
What they are?
I mean, for a while, Ethereum was considered an altcoin. A lot of people still consider it an altcoin. But I mean, I really don't see it as an altcoin anymore. And even if it is, it's not like a true altcoin because it's just so much bigger than anything else. But you know, the main ones: Solana, Avalanche, Binance. Those are all in the top 10, or somewhere close into it. Mixed in with some stable coins, which we'll also definitely have a podcast about.
True.
But I mean, they all have something unique. Like Solana, for example, it's gotten pretty popular. Most of the things built on it right now are like PTE, gaming, and a lot of NFTs run on Solana. And then Avalanche is a lot of lending, and
Right, this is the very basics.
yeah. Avalanche is just a lot of lending and stuff like that.
If you're interested in diving into a deep one, do your own research because we're not going to talk about those in this episode. But make sure you guys research the protocols and everything if you guys want to.
Of course, and this is something that we'll definitely try and make some super in-depth podcasts on in the future. But there are tens and maybe hundreds of thousands of coins, probably not yet, but there's so many, and it's important if you find one, just make sure you're doing your own research on it because a lot of people will try and pump their own coin, and you never know.
Yeah, right. And you guys are probably wondering like all these coins. Bitcoin is great buy, Ethereum. We're not financial advisors, but they're pretty solid.
Where do I buy it?
That's what we're here for, guys. We're setting you up easy, okay? So personally, one of my favorites is Coinbase. They're still a centralized authority, but they're just very trusted and they're backed up. They have a good reputation. If anyone was watching the Super Bowl, that commercial where they put the QR code on the screen and so many people, I mean, just the idea that people literally got up and scanned a QR code. I don't think they showed Coinbase. It could literally have been any company and any like QR code, and so many people got up and just scanned the code, which is just insane to me that people just did that so easily and let a QR code take over the phone. But Coinbase is a great exchange. They have Coinbase Pro. They actually have cheaper fees. So if you do download Coinbase and you do choose that, make sure you guys are checking out Coinbase Pro because you can transfer money and buy assets on Coinbase Pro, which will give you cheaper fees. And then Binance is also a great one. They have low fees. They do have a lot more listings, I think, as far as coins compared to Coinbase. And then there's also Crypto.com. I'm not too familiar with Crypto.com. Have you used it?
Yeah, Crypto.com has a crazy amount of listings too. Binance, I don't know. No, they all are like somewhat limited just because there's a pretty extensive process to get listed. But I mean, they all have their advantages, and a lot of it will depend on like where you live. Like for example, if you live in New York, that's one of those states where there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're not going to be able to buy or a lot of apps that you won't be able to use. But a lot of like YouTube videos will really help you out with this. Looking at like the advantages, disadvantages, and like different things that you might be like more useful on one than the other. And like even on Coinbase, like you can set up those automatic deposits and you can set up those automatic buys, just like on those Roth IRAs we were talking about on that.
You
first
can get
episode.
the compound interest on Coinbase
Yep.
and the Roth IRA at the same time.
It's crazy.
And also another thing to point out about Coinbase, I don't know, I think there's other websites and stuff you can do this too, but they have videos. If you click, I think it's a whole tab that's called Learn, I think, and you can watch videos and literally get paid crypto to do it. It's literally the easiest money. Like
it's crazy.
Just sit there, watch a video. You might even learn something. If you don't, you answer like a few questions after you watch the video, and they're just it's like you're in kindergarten. Yeah. So make sure if you guys do have Coinbase, even if you don't have Coinbase, download it, get the free money, and then you don't have to use it again if you don't want to. Who doesn't love free money? You know.
I've had Coinbase for like 2 or 3 years, and I've done like pretty much every single Coinbase earn video, and it's getting to like the $100 worth of just free claimed money just from having the app. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I think I need to do that maybe on a car ride soon if we go snowboarding again.
And then those are your exchanges, but then you also have like wallets. I mean, these are technically wallets. You know, they have a wallet within them for you to hold your crypto, but like your more decentralized wallets such as MetaMask, these are things that'll be like Chrome extensions, and they also have their own apps as well. But the thing is with these, they'll have private keys. So when you set up your wallet, you're gonna have to keep a 24 or 12 word phrase that will only allow you. That's the only way you can get into that wallet if you're logging back in. So that's one thing. Like a lot of people will go on something like Coinbase because they don't want to have to worry about that phrase, which is pretty easy to lose. And if you lose it, you cannot get back in.
But there's also the same aspect where if you do have Coinbase and you don't have a phrase, you could be more likely for someone to take over or hack your wallet. But if you're if you're in a cold wallet, especially, or if you're in MetaMask, you'll be a lot safer as long as you keep that. Write down the password, the phrase. Don't put it online where someone can easily hack your notes or your Google Docs. Don't put it online. Write it down where you have somewhere safe and keep it in there where only you know about it, and then you can protect your wallet as you get bigger and bigger account.
Yeah, exactly. And cold wallets are just a more secure type of wallet. So think of it like some sort of little tree. On one side you got your centralized exchanges, on the other side you got your decentralized wallets, and then within your decentralized wallets you have hot and cold wallets. We're not going to go super in depth into these, but basically a hot wallet is connected to the internet. A cold wallet is completely offline. Picture it. A lot of them will look exactly just like a flash drive, and you have to plug it into your computer, enter a passphrase, and that's the only way you can access your crypto. My personal favorite, the Ledger, that's great. Trezor's also good too, and these are super secure if you want to go that extra step to really try not to get hacked.
Right, so make sure y'all do your own research, watch some YouTube videos, choose which exchange you want, and just pick it and start investing, because why not? It's crypto. It's the future, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's important to remember that this is all opinion, because crypto is pretty risky, especially right now in this year. I mean, if you guys are watching the YouTube video, you probably see this is how the life in crypto can be sometimes. I mean, for one, it's extremely volatile.
Insane.
You think your stocks go up and down? Crypto does that times 5 in seconds. Especially since it's open overnight. Yeah. You'll wake up one morning and you realize, oh my gosh, it's down 10%.
And that's the thing. Like when you guys are starting to invest in crypto, you should understand this is a long run game. Like when you're buying crypto, you should be buying and planning to hold it for at least 3 years. Like. Honestly, if you're gonna buy crypto, don't even look at it like every week or every month, because you're just gonna freak out. And if you just set up automatic buys, however much you feel comfortable with, and just stick with it, because crypto is insane, as you were saying.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like if you are spending time in the crypto community, whether it be like YouTube, Twitter, Discord, it is full of scams, Ponzi schemes, rug pulls, which is basically just when the founder just absolutely ditch the project completely and leave anyone holding it to just watch their coin go to zero. And then like also there's so many phishing scams. You'll get like fake emails, fake DMs. You really just got to be careful. And also like it's obviously really early. We don't know. For all we know, this could just turn out to be some big fad. I mean, personally, I've got my pieces positioned to hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I don't think it will be the case, but I mean, you never know.
And there's still regulation coming out. So I don't know. By the time this episode airs, I don't know. I know there's an executive order that's rumored to come out by the Biden administration. So we'll see how that plays the market and see how that influences exchanges, which is really going to be huge, because if exchanges can't have listings or whatnot, and their taxes, or maybe if there's super high taxes on crypto, that might mess up a lot. But we'll see how that plays out, and maybe we'll have a update when the news drops, and we can cover it with y'all guys.
Yeah, it's important to remember that, because crypto really is not regulated much at all still. Like even if it may seem like, oh, they just came out with this, it's really, we're just scratching the surface. And another reason is just taxes. If you're getting like really deep into crypto, are just a nightmare.
Right. So I guess just you want to run over quick few things, very basics of crypto.
Sure.
Crypto is there. There's problems in the world with printing money and tyranny, and crypto is there to solve those issues. I think personally that crypto is gonna arise in those when there's major problems first, and that's how crypto is gonna adopt. I think it's gonna adopt from the bottom up, where the people that really need crypto are gonna have it, and then it's gonna adopt into more first world countries like U.S. and European countries and whatnot. And then second, just do your own research for like what exchanges you want. You can lose money. As we were saying, crypto is volatile. So if you buy it and you lose 20% of your position in a week, don't be surprised. Like either buy more or don't buy it in the first place if you're not comfortable with doing that, because it is so early and it is so volatile. So if you're not comfortable with seeing your account go up and down a lot, I wouldn't recommend buying it. And then lastly, just understand that there's so many projects out there and it's so early. So make sure you guys are just doing your own research and yeah. Anything else to add?
That was pretty good. I think this was a pretty solid episode, honestly.
I think it was.
Pretty quick little rundown of some basics. I mean, crypto is something that me and Kyle are definitely both passionate about. So, I mean, drop any sort of ideas you guys want for future crypto episodes, because just off the top of our heads, we could probably think of 12 more episodes that we can make.
They're coming regardless. So.
Yeah. But anything you guys want to see sooner rather than later, just make sure you drop it in the comments.
Right. Yeah. And let us know, like, if this, like, we have like different style episodes where we're talking with Danny and whatnot, and then we're having other guests. So make sure you guys let us know, like, which episodes you like more, because if you want more of these informative episodes, then let us know. Or if you want more of the casual, like, conversations, let us know that too, because we want to make you guys happy, and whatever gets more viewers and reaches out to more people. That's what we want to do.
Awesome. Well, make sure you follow, subscribe, check the comments for our socials.
True.
And this is not investment advice. Do your own research. Seek the help of a professional if needed. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for listening.
Peace.